Hello quilty friends and welcome back to my channel. My name's Rachel and I make videos about quilting and my creative life. Anywhere that you can find me on the web is listed down in the description box. Anywhere else that you can find me on the web is listed down in the description box underneath this video. And if you like this video or any of my others, please subscribe to the channel. That really helps me get pushed out to other people who also might like it. So if you know someone, share the video to them as well. I thought I would come on with a little extra video this week because I usually upload on a Sunday, but I thought I would come on and, well, we need to discuss what we're doing for Christmas this year, don't we? Because it is rapidly approaching, and when we're talking in terms of quilting, especially for me, I need enough time to get these things finished. When I was at the Festival of Quilts, I saw the new Tilda collection. I come home from the Festival of Quilts and I pre-ordered it. I ordered with Holly's Haberdashery and it arrived like the second week in September. So, not that long ago, I have finally finalised my plans and here is the bundle. So I bought the bundle that includes the blenders, but I think they must have run out of one big bundle and I've got separate bundles. So I'll share those with you. I'll share with you my plans for that. And of course some of the extras that I bought as well. So first off, I wanted to make a Christmas quilt that was a nice simple quilt that had room for fussy cutting because this fabric collection has a few prints that really need fussy cutting. They just need showcasing. So that was my criteria, and I also wanted to be able to hand quilt it. So I would like to get this quilt finished before December so that I can hand quilt it on those Christmas evenings and just be all cozy. And maybe get this one finished before Christmas because the last one I didn't have it finished and all through the winter I was using it on the bed without the binding. It's now finally finished. It's washed and packed away, ready for this year. When do you pull out your Christmas quilts? Do you pull them out to start using them in like December? What I'm thinking about this collection is, yes, it's reds and greens and there's some teals in here as well, but it doesn't overly scream Christmas. It's quite modern, but also a little bit Scandinavian, quite traditional in the illustrations in the fabric. So without further ado, let me share with you the fabric and then I'll share with you the quilting plans. So then I'll give you an overview of what I bought. So I bought the fat quarter bundle that came with some free buttons. I also bought a kit to make the stocking and I got the one for the red one, but these kits are usually very generous, so I'm hoping that there'll be enough to do the patchwork on this and then I'll use my own white fabric. So I'm hoping I'll be able to get at least enough to make, I'm hoping that I can get at least enough to make the two. And then I bought just a few extras from the collection because I was like, this is the Christmas collection of dreams, but it will also run really nicely into the winter months. So I wanted to get some because, as with most fabric collections, when it's gone, it's gone. So, you know, you panic buy. So let's get these open and I'll show you all of the lovely prints. So they're just so wonderful and classic. So these are the reds. Got mistletoe. I just love these. Do these remind you of Cath Kitson? Because they really do for me. Got a nice holly and birds. And then this one, I've seen a lot of people use this for fussy cutting over on Instagram because I think that fits lovely into a hexagon. So that one will also be fussy cut in my quilt as well, I think. Let's do the greens. So we've got that same print there, but in the greens. I think the birds stand out a lot more on this colourway. Although it's green, it's not your typical Christmas green, is it? It's more of a forest green, this is. But these, I just love that print. And then we've got the mistletoe again. And then in the teal. So this is the print with the beautiful illustrations on. Just look at those, aren't those wonderful? So you can see now why I wanted something that would allow for really good fussy cutting. We've got the holly and the birds again. this one I think is another one of my favourites. I just love the blue background with the red flowers. Got this one with the circle print again, in like a duck egg blue these are, and then these are on a cream sandy type of colour background. So we've got the holly, the roses on this one is just amazing. We've got those two again, and then here is the showcase print, but it's on like a taupey sandy colour. That dog is my favourite, I think. And these images really do vary in size. He's quite big, he's about 5 inches, but these ones are only about 2 inch maybe. So those are the main prints, and then I've got the blenders to go with it. So the blenders are obviously very similar because they're from the same range, but they've just got slightly smaller prints. That one's lovely. I do really like that combination of the blue and the reddy pinks. And then we've got some greens as well. So those are all of the fabrics that are in the collection. Let me show you the buttons just in case you're a Tilda button fan. But they are all assorted. There isn't two that are the same, and they're just fabric covered. So let me show you which fabrics I got a few extra of. Obviously the teal and the roses. Got some more of that because I just thought these are not necessarily Christmas. They don't scream Christmas, do they? But they're just a timeless print. I think these are long quarters that I bought of these ones. One. So those are extras of the main prints, and then the illustration prints I got a metre. I think I got another 1.25 meters, or maybe it was just a metre. Yeah, I think I just got a metre. So yeah, I got extras of those just because if you're going to fussy cut, you're going to have a lot of waste, aren't you? So it'll be good for years to come, and I just love it. It's absolutely beautiful projects. There's some ornaments made out of these. Let me give you a quick view of the catalogue. So in the catalogue, first off, you'll see just how big the stocking is. The stocking is huge, which is quite good. It's handy to have a big stocking. Sometimes you make the stockings and they're just not big enough, are they? Or you buy stockings. So here are some of the free quilt patterns. So Tilda release free patterns with their fabrics. And here is that print made into little ornaments. I think those are so cute. So I'll definitely do some of those as well. But what am I actually going to make? So I was scouring the internet, you know, as you do, Pinterest, Instagram, trying to find some inspiration of something that would meet the requirements and something that was fun, easy to make. I did consider making the Christmas magic quilt that I made last Christmas. I'll leave the link to that down in the description box because that is a brilliant quilt because it does allow for a good amount of fussy cutting. But I thought, you know, there's so many quilt patterns out there, so many options. I don't want to just repeat what I did last year. So I've actually done, I'll put up an image of the quilt that I did find, and it was on an antique quilt dealers page type of thing. They was actually selling this quilt, and I think they says it was from the 1940s. There's obviously no pattern, but there's not really a pattern needed, but I did need to work out my dimensions and therefore how many blocks I needed to make, and I do need a bit of background. What I like about the image is that it's all different backgrounds, but I do find Tilda usually requires a certain type of background. It's like a sandy type of cream that you usually pair with Tilda, especially these when they've got the sandy tone. It's not white, it's not cream, it is sand. So I want to do it scrappy. I've pulled a few fabrics from my stash. These are laundry basket quilt fabrics. I really like this one. So this actually has quite a Christmassy print on it. And then A lot of laundry basket fabrics have really nice prints on it. So I've got 4 there. I think they're washing out a little bit on the camera, and I'm just going to see if I can maybe buy another few, because again the pattern that I've chosen doesn't have a lot of background to it, so I will get away with it. Oh, just in case you're wondering, the quilt behind me, that is the Alice Caroline Mothkeeper's Journal quilt. I mentioned that in my last video. I'm in the process of making it now, and if you also want to purchase, I'll leave the link to the kit down in the description box below, but stay tuned for that one as well. That will definitely be getting finished before Christmas. Right, so I've made a practice block and turned it into a what are these called? A project pouch, you know, a vinyl zipper pouch. I didn't want to use my actual fabric just in case the block went totally awry, but here is my block. It will end at this darker blue fabric, and then another one with a border will go next to it, so every block essentially there'll be 2 pieces of sashing in between. Fabric is just beautiful, isn't it? I had to fussy cut for the centre, of course, and then on the front I've just used the same fabric, a zip. I get all of my zips from Purple Stitches, and then just a really dark binding. This fabric and the dark binding is actually an Aldi fat quarter that I bought a few years ago. So all of these stash fabrics, they come in handy sooner or later, don't they? So that will be the size of my blocks, and I'll be able to store them nice and safely in here. And I wanted to make the pouch a little bit bigger so that come next year or any other Christmas project, it doesn't matter. This will be versatile and big enough. It doesn't matter how big that block will be. I doubt I'll make a block bigger than that. So yes, I wanted to share with you the fabric. I also wanted to share with you my quilting plans, because I know a lot of you get inspiration this way. If I'd have saw this video and thought, oh yeah, that fabric goes brilliantly. So if you've bought the fabric or some of it and you are looking for something to do, why not join along with me? What I have done is opened the community tab on my page, which basically means you can go on there and it'll be like a feed where you can post photos, you can chat, you can comment. So I've opened that up. So if you make anything I make, or you want to share pictures with me, or just anything that you're working on, feel free to post it in the community tab. And if you're looking for inspiration, please feel free to check out the community tab as well. Right, so until our usual scheduled video on Sunday, I will see you then, and happy stitching.